Previously, our hero died in an accident. However, he was reincarnated as a vending machine named Boxo, and he is now trapped by the lake, unable to move. He discovers that he is now in a fantasy world, and he is blessed with the ability to use a barrier skill to protect himself. Meanwhile, he discovers that he operates on a point system, and he can gain points by selling his goods. He is finally found by a girl named Lammies who thinks that his food is tasty, and she figures out a fundamental method by which she may interact with him. The points also give him the ability to adjust the products that he offers for sale, as well as unlock new talents. She has the gift of strength, so she carries him back to the town where they find out they are in a dungeon. Lammies wants to show him off to her inventor friend on the top world, but they need to make money to pay for the transfer circle. People in the town like Boxer right away because the things he sells are different from anything they've ever had before. Things continue with Boxer. He was scared when a bear comes up to him, but it turns out that the bear is the head of the Hunters Association. He was surprised to see Boxo, and he came to ask for help. He tells them that they are going to attack the frog monster's base, and he wants them to come with them. Lammies doesn't understand why he wants to bring Boxo, who can't fight, but the director says that his ability to make warm, ready-to-eat food on the go would be very helpful to the hunts, and he promises to keep them safe. Lammies isn't sure, but Boxo thinks that ignoring the frog monsters could put the town in danger, so he agrees to go. 3 days later they leave, and we find out that the frogs seem to be breathing, so there are an unusually large number of them. The director says that they are making sure to guard the transfer circle in their village because it is the key to getting in and out of the dungeon. Meanwhile, the hunters from the town, there is also a group of hunters called the Misfits who are excited to make some money by joining this raid. When the hunters stop for a break, Lammies puts Boxio down. One of the members comes up to her and tells her not to worry so much because they are there to protect them. He wants to see Boxo, and Lammies tells him what to do with him. The man decides to give it a try. He chooses a lemon tea and is pleased by how it is packaged. When the man tries to drink, he likes it. He is surprised that it's even us, and he wants to know where everything comes from. Lammies tells him that Boxo seems to just keep filling himself up. The man becomes even more interested, so he calls his vice captain Philmina. She calls him Captain Carryoil, which surprises Boxer when he finds out that he is the boss. Carryoil says that Thelma is an expert on magic tools, so he asks her what else she knows about Boxo. She looks at him, but she doesn't feel any magic from him. Instead, she says he looks like a block of iron. Carryoil talks about how he seems to magically refill himself. He thinks the items could be coming from another world. Philmina says it could be the power of a blessing, but she doesn't think that's likely. Carryoil thinks it's strange, but he chooses to just be glad he's there. The director tells them they're going camping for the night, and Boxo thinks this is his chance to shine. Everyone is waiting in line to buy from him, and we can see that he is also selling cup noodles on this trip. Everyone likes it, and Boxo notices a girl who looks like she has a big stomach. When Lammies gets to know her, she tells her name is Shui. Later that night, the director meets them, and he tells Lammies that the frog den is about 3 hours away. He tells her she can stay at the camp or go with the hunters to the battlefield. Lammies doesn't mind going because she is also a hunter, but she is worried about Boxo. Boxo says he doesn't care though, so they decide to join the fight. The next day they get to the frog camp, but it is foggy and they have to walk through mud to get there. When the director says attack, we see the shooters kill the frogs. Carryoil tells his team that they'll get more money the more people they kill, which gets them excited. Boxo was worried about llamas because she has trouble getting her hits to land. She jumps at a frog, but it is easy for her to blow it away. She can't believe she got a hit, and it looks like having Boxo on her back is helping her stay balanced. The Misfits killed the frogs, and Phil Mining uses water magic to kill 3 of them at once. But then even more frogs show up, which seems strange to Carryoil. We can see that they are surrounded, and Boxo begins to worry. When frogs come at them, Shui guards Lammies, but then a frog goes for Shui. Lammies gets ready to defend her, but Box's shield blows away the frog. When the girls see the barrier, they are confused and don't know what's going on. But Boxo is glad he kept them safe. He spends 1,000 points on a new skill that will help him see more. Lammies tells him to keep an eye on her back, and Carryoil tells her how strong she is. When Lammies hears this, she gets red in the face. Boxo tries to tell her that they are being attacked, but she is too busy to listen, so he uses his barrier again to blow them away. Carryoil is shocked to see the barrier, and Lammies says it must be Boxo's power. His makes Carryoil even more interested in Boxo, but Boxo thinks he might be dangerous. They end up beating all of the frogs, so Kilroy tells his team to cut their mouths so that the association will pay them. Philmina tells him to help because it's gross. But Carryoil says he became captain so he wouldn't have to deal with that. His team calls him a bully because of this. They don't know what to do next and Carryoil suggests that they help out on the front lines. Philmina tells him that it's their job to keep Lammies and Boxo safe. Carryoil wants to make more money and says he can give them all a bonus. Philmina says it's up to Lammies to decide what to do. Carryoil begs Lammies to go with them and Lammies is happy to help the hunters on the front lines. They catch some more frogs and hurt a lot of shooters. Boxo thinks about what he can do to help while the Lammies carry them to the wagon. He thinks of a plan and chooses to give them free drinks. The hunters are glad to have him and the director is grateful that Carryoil saved them. The director says there were twice as many frogs as he thought there would be, and Lammies doesn't understand how that's possible. The director thinks it must mean that the Frog King has risen, and Boxo tries to imagine how strong it could be. The director asks Carryoil for help to beat it, and Carryoil tells Lammies to stay behind to help treat and feed the injured hunters. Later that night, Lammies is asked to help some of the other hunters, but a suspicious man comes up to Boxo. Boxo figures out that the man wants his money, so he gives him a free drink. When the man tries to take it, Boxo burns his hand with hot soup. Boxo makes fun of him, but the man is getting ready to beat him up. But Lammies comes back just in time, and she ends up putting him out and holding him down. Meanwhile, something is up in the distance, and all of a sudden the Frog King appears. The hunters are all scared because they don't know why it's there. Lammies slowed Boxo on the wagon, but the pigs are too scared to move. Lammies lets them go, which makes the hunters wonder what she is doing, but she ends up trying to pull the wagon with her own strength. Boxo doesn't know what to do because he thinks his barrier won't save everyone. He looks through his list of items for thoughts on how to slow down the monster. He buys Coke in the end, and Lammies thinks that he has a plan. They get a Coke and he buys the ability to change his shape, which turns him into a candy machine. He's full of Mentos, and Lammies doesn't know what she should do. Since he can't talk well, it's word for him to explain his plan. So he keeps telling her to answer with the coin. She doesn't get what he's trying to say and the Frog King comes up to her. The shooter thinks he must be broken, but Lammies can tell that Boxo was doing his best. Boxo can't help but the thief wakes up and sees the Frog King. He doesn't want to die, so he asks to be let go, but the hunter steps his lips to stop him from talking. But he starts to choke, so they give him some Coke, which makes him blow up. This gives Lammies an idea which helps her figure out what Boxo is up to. She tells the other hunters about it and they use the Coke to shoot the frog right in the eyes. Carryoil and the director are able to go back in time and kill the Frog King. They all have a party and the director apologizes to Lammies for putting her in danger. He also thanks Boxo for saving them all and tells them that their job is over. That brings the episode to an end. Thanks for watching and I hope you all enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.